AI and estimating, completely overpowered. Oh man, look at the city over there. Anyway, so you came for AI, ChatGPT, Claude, Anthropic, all of these AI companies pumping out that good stuff to include that new O1 model that Open AI just shot out the other day. Man, oh man. I don't know how many other people are talking about estimating an AI and how they kind of intertwine on YouTube, but I know it's not many. I'm probably the only one. Woo! Yeah, them college kids is using it to cheat, but I'm cheating with my job too, brother. Ain't no reason why I gotta be trying to use my brain to figure out when I'm gonna email back somebody. But that's just the smallest, least use case scenario. I got a lot of stacking to do on top of just sending an email that sounds reasonable and it's grammatically correct or whatever. So the first one is something that I've started to do a little bit more recently, is to look up pricing. So Xactimate, RS Means, some people have actual books that they look through. Some people have company books that aren't just, bought through a wholesaler or something like that, that the actual company prints out, puts into sleep protectors, and you have to flip through all of that for pricing. This thing can give you pricing, and it can give you pricing according to date. You can actually go back to the pricing of something like some drywall with metal studs from 1995, and it could do historical research on what the price would be for that thing, or just any old day. If you don't throw in a date, it's going to assume as current as possible pricing. And you can also throw in a location right there: Phoenix, Arizona, Denver, Colorado, Charlotte, North Carolina, and it'll give you pricing for the specific region that you're in. What? Yeah! For estimators who know, that is an insane value. And that's just, we're getting started. That's not it. I've used it before to write out a bunch of, I wanted to put a bunch of keynotes into, the inclusions basically for a proposal that I was going to be sending out. So instead of sitting there and looking at the keynotes, and there's a lot of keynotes for people who look at, construction plans, I just took a picture of it. You can take a snip, on your computer, or screenshot. It's either called screenshot or snip or something like that, according to what system you're using. And yeah, it'll input a picture and it'll output words. And those words are what you need. Those words are what you were about to be typing before you listen to my videos. Came to that man with some of them answers over here. Yeah. So, and that's anything. Anything that you need to snip, and there's a bunch of writing there. The other thing is, like, let's say that you want to write out the keynote, right, that you just took a snip of from the plans, and you decide that you don't want it to all be uppercase, because a lot of them will be. You decide that you wanted to have, the very first, like a normal sentence structure, so the very first letter capitalized and the rest of it lowercase. It'll do that too. It'll convert the writing. Like, that's something that I don't know of anything that I've been able to use in the past. Anytime that I got in capitalized words and I wanted to write it into a normal sentence, I always just had to basically write it out. Like, man. So I have asked that I have taken, you know, a PDF file of a set of plans and asked it questions about the plans. Actually, basically having ChatGPT do the step of searching for scope, you know, before I look through the project. I get a list and then I know kind of what's going on whenever I go into the project. I'm going to have to use my human brain because it's not as good as me yet. But, you know, if you add the image ability and like the ability to read PDFs and stuff like that GPT-4 has to O1, it probably is as good, if not better, than I am right now. And that's probably like a month away. Maybe 2 months away. But anyway, so there are those. I've tried to have it do a takeoff before, but again, it's not as good as it needs to be right now. But, you know, it'll get there. And there are a few companies out here that I have seen that have automated takeoff software kind of incorporated into their little program. Like, for instance, even Bluebeam, like one of the more simple and one of the more cheap systems to use for takeoffs, that's also super popular. It has a function to where you can take a picture of whatever it is and it'll go through, let's say it's a picture of a light, right? And so it's a picture on the plans of a light. You can take that picture and it'll kind of mark out or kind of highlight for you all of the different areas and all of the plans, not just the one that you're on, of the instance of a light being there. So if you maybe don't remember or don't know if you've caught everything that you're going for scope wise, especially if it's a bunch of counts, yeah. But it doesn't even just have to be counts. I've even used that for walls. So they'll have a bunch of hashes whenever there's like a cement wall or something like that, or an exterior wall or structural wall. But I've been able to take a picture of that and it found in multiple other locations that I needed to be, I think it was like anchoring some sheet metal for like a decorative metal panel to the inside wall as it goes around. And it did, found it. But I'm definitely excited to kind of see what new changes, what abilities kind of come up in my job to be able to kind of work through. But I mean, simple stuff like those are kind of like the more higher level things that I wanted to talk about, but smaller things like volumetric calculations for concrete, right? So you want to know how much concrete there is, and there's a certain like amount, a certain square footage that is listed, or not listed, but let's say you do a takeoff, right? And you get the square footage for an actual floor slab, right, of a building, the foundational slab of a building, and you want to see how much concrete is in there. So you know that there are about 5 inches in that slab because it calls it out somewhere on the plans. So what you do, of course, is throw that amount in there and tell it that you're trying to calculate for concrete, and it'll tell you how many dry bags of concrete that you need to order from the store to be able to do the job, basically, which of course is the entire point of all of this. So yeah, learn it, use it. Man, I wanted to make this video a little bit more accessible and not, so US centric or focused as some of my other videos, because I recognize that you guys are not just from the United States of America. Brazil, Japan, Taiwan, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, the UK is in the house too. European brothers over there. I have actually a lot of European brothers, but not brothers, people who view my videos, people who are interested in what's going on. And honestly, they are, brothers, because a lot of guys also, like almost 70% of guys watch my videos too. But I see a lot of people out of Brazil. Yeah, Brazil. Pretty cool. Watching my videos too. I think they have really good Wi-Fi out there, which is why so many people from there watch me. I wanted something that is accessible to you guys, so it's not just a specific software. I don't know what the licensing requirements, like, is this available outside of the United States for all the different softwares that I'll talk about? But one that I know you do have access to is ChatGPT, and at the very least, like the free version, if not, the ability to have the paid for version as well. So yeah, there is all that game right there. But realistically though, like, man, I'm pretty sure when someone let you know that there was a massive advantage in the workforce and it is artificial intelligence, you probably started using that for your job, So I'm pretty sure that pretty much everybody who can use AI in their job is using AI in their job already. And the reason why I say can is because there's, of course, plenty of people whose jobs was like, nah, bruh, you gotta do stuff the 19th century way, bruh. Pen and pencil, calculator. That's funny. It's also realistic, kind of wild, but definitely won't be taking over our jobs anytime soon. Humans are entirely too humanistic to do anything like that anytime soon. Anything reasonable, like be efficient as all possible, so that there could be more money made for the owners and the shareholders for your company. Me as a business owner, yeah, I use it. I use it pretty extensively, and so yeah, but also at work and also in the ways that I just went through. I can't wait till it gets like the voice mode though, but I'm not sure how effective that could be at work, because who's going to want to be talking about or talking out all of the work that they're doing to the model? Heck, but anyways, just letting you guys know, if you would like to consult about more estimating things, and or about alcohol, getting past it, because that was a very rough period in my lifetime. And I like to think that if I can convert more of you to being sober, maybe you can keep me sober. Same with estimating. Maybe if I can convert more people into estimators and get this bag, maybe I can be a better estimator, I mean, I know it's true, because you learn by teaching, and you have to teach after you've learned. So anyways, check the link in the description below, and I will catch you guys on the next one.